Howdy doody, good friends. Do you have so much going on in your mind you're having difficulty focusing on the now? And have you recognized that it's all this chaos happening in your physical spaces that you occupy? Well, we're going to talk today about how to declutter your mind. The first thing we are recognizing is we have this chaos, and what do we do to chaos is bring order to it. So how are we going about organizing our mind? So if we imagine our minds very similar to our closets, this is going to help us out a little bit. So in looking at our closets, we have this situation where we have all these clothes where we can either no longer fit, honey, you don't want them anymore, or you just haven't worn. It's just been staring like, yeah, I'm gonna wear that one day, and it's just been there for years, just hanging there, collecting dust, letting the air wear it. Well, we have stuff like that happening in our minds. So now we need to look at the things that are no longer fitting us, stuff that we've outgrown, things we've matured past. What are those things? So now we have to sit down and reflect and look at the things. What do we need to discard out of our minds, just like we do out of our closets? So the first thing is recognizing what has your emotions. What got you caught up all in your feelings? So I can give you a few examples if you have not recognized those just yet. Now we have basic needs, entertainment, expectations. I advise you to go and get your pen and paper. Personal desires, the company we keep. So if we don't really know how to pinpoint these things, if you don't already have a journal, honey, a journal can be one of your number one best friends, or a notebook, because some of that stuff you may not want somebody to be able to read it if they find it later on. So you may want to, write out what you need to write out to release these things, or write out what you need to write out so that you can actually see what your inside self has been holding on to. Because sometimes we'll be holding on to some things, and because we want something so bad, we'll neglect that little truth that's back there because, no, I really want this. Are you sure that's the truth? And this is how we have a lot of this stuff happening in our minds. So when we recognize the things that have our emotions in this chokehold, because whatever has your focus, we magnify those things. So if our emotions are the focus, our emotions are like a roller coaster. One minute we're here, the next minute we're there. Oh, you stepped on my foot. I don't love you like how I loved you yesterday. We can't be in this roller coaster. This is also what's adding extra junk in our minds. So what are the things that's sending you on these emotional roller coaster? The people. These are things that we need to look at, because these are things that we ourselves are allowing to play in our minds and to keep crap going on. It's taking up space, like those clothes in the closet that you no longer need or wear. It's time to get rid of that stuff. So now that we are looking at what it is that we need to get rid of, let's observe this from the perspective of being accountable, because we can only be seduced by our own desires. We can blame whoever we want to, but it's really about what we really want and the things that we are choosing to do because of what we want. And this is also creating more of the drama. Bag lady, you don't want all this extra load unnecessarily, because it's making you difficult to relate to people, to be present, to listen, to really be where you need to be and do what you need to do, because there's all this stuff happening here. So now it's time to eliminate that stuff, get rid of the stuff. If you're not exactly sure, again, write it out so you can look at it and see, Is that why I was feeling like that? Yeah, because sometimes you will tell you, but you got to get to a place where you're willing to tell yourself the truth and really dig down deep. Like, is this really what I want? Yeah, baby, that's what you want. So, but that's okay if that's what you want, because we can work past this, and this is why we're decluttering our minds. So the next step is in recognizing these things that are either helping us or hindering us. So we have these little things in our closet or in other places that, ooh, we love that so much. And some of them things, it's time for an upgrade. Some of those things that are hindering us, whether it be stuff that's within inside of us or stuff that we are allowing to be entertained by. And when I mean by stuff that's inside of us, the voices that we're agreeing to, the thoughts that are going on in our head that we're also choosing to agree to, that may not necessarily be the truth and leading us in the right direction. So when we become more accountable and recognize where it is that we're going with this, like, is this, like, do we have a vision of, like, for cleaning up, a perfect example. So we're getting this room together, we're getting this closet together. Do we have a vision for it, or do we know we just need to get rid of some stuff so we can make some space? So these are things that we need to check within ourselves so we can kind of see better what we need to do. Okay, so in recognizing within us, kind of like a self-check, what it is that we need to do, I think of myself in this situation. And I think of how much I used to, in huge bold letters, baby, I mean, used to love me some pizza and ice cream. And it just got to a point where it was like, yeah, you love it, but body was like, do this again. Do it again, and I'm going to show you how much I love this mess. So we have to recognize that even though we may be desiring something and may want something, the truth within us is letting us know, nah, baby, we don't want that. It may taste good. It may seem like it's delicious, but when it get down deep and get to settling in them guts, ain't nothing good about that bubble. Ain't nothing good about that bubble. So let me go ahead and get to this so I can see where I'm going with this. Okay, so get your pen and piece of paper just in case. So when we're doing this cleaning up, you know, it's kind of warm in here. I'm doing the pasta. When we're doing this cleaning up, because we're getting rid of things, and along with us cleaning up, we are looking to seek knowledge and understanding, because we're getting rid of things, but in the midst of cleaning up, you still got to do the wipe down. And I'm looking at this wipe down as in gaining knowledge and understanding, because it's wiping down the residue of the things that you thought you knew. You wish it's like you're getting re-educated. This is a time where you need to sit down, because if you're not happy with your current situation, let's level up. Let's level up. So we're leveling up and learning better. If it's a relationship, if it's home, I mean, let's stick to where we're going with this. With cleaning the home, with reorganizing the closet. You can investigate these things on YouTube. There are books. There are so many. We are at an age of, it's nothing but information spewing everywhere. It's up to you to seek it out, one. But then you have so much information, now you have to find out what really is the truth. So this is like part of your cleaning process, because you're getting thorough with this investigation. It's not just a thing like, all right, I read that. I know how to do that. I got that. No, take your time. Be willing to spend some time with this and building a relationship, whether you're building this relationship with you or someone else, or with a relationship within your home because you want peace, you want a place where you can rest, where you're not tripping and stepping on everything, and where you can find your clothes. Like, okay, I knew I wanted to wear that. It's not all of these, because when you have all of this stuff everywhere, too many options, too much stuff going on, it's too chaotic. That's another thing that has your mind going all over the place, because it's giving, your mind is putting to work because it's already aware. We need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do that, but we also need to do this and do that. Once you start taking out the time and taking care of these things bit by bit, day by day, step by step, you can start bringing in the focus. But it takes time, and you have to be willing to make that step towards that effort. Okay, so in being willing to learn is just like learning your style, finding out what clothes fit your shape or what looks better on you. You're actually looking within and seeing, where is this self-improvement? What is it that I really need to be doing here? And what is it? What are my goals? What am I looking to do for the future? How do I see my future self? Because we need some type of vision in order to know where to go. So at least if you're having a starter and cleaning up, getting rid of the mess, you'll have space to receive, space to receive the things that you need, the inspiration that you need, the whatever that you need downloaded within you. You'll have the space to receive it, because it's not all of this extra stuff, unnecessary emotion, cluttering that space. Okay, so in considering we're cleaning up, and I mentioned earlier as far as an upgrade, because there are some things that we need to get rid of that, yes, we may love these things, and yes, they're still serving us a purpose. They are doing us some good, but it's time for a better version of it. We may not have the money or whatever, but considering that we are looking here, oh, you don't need no money for that, baby. Now, we may need certain money for items around the house that we're looking to do, but you can start small. Start off small. You have to start somewhere, and willingness to start off small is kind of like a domino effect. Once you kick that first little thing, it just ripples all over and goes all over the place and makes all of that whatever image that it's making. And I'm sorry, I just kind of went off somewhere because I went to that drip thing. And if you had like a leaky faucet and it's dripping into a cup, just like I started this conversation as far as your cup running over, at least I think it was in this video because I've restarted this video a couple of times. But as far as your cup running over, eventually that cup will run over once it drips in so much. So whatever that you're investing into yourself, eventually that will overflow. So instead of the drama and the chaos overflowing, you are now learning wisdom, knowledge and understanding, because now we're getting to the wisdom part, because after you've sat down and learned the things that you've learned, because you've done the cleaning and now you've made space for what you need to replace it with. And when you actually apply the wisdom, this is what draws in the things that you need to replace it in. Because when we're getting this knowledge and understanding, this is what's helping us set up the boundaries. This is what's helping us recognize, okay, we need to do this. We need to make this move instead of making this move, or we need to be thinking like this. So you want to allow the knowledge and understanding to go ahead and wash this off. Have this area cleansed off, so then when we're actually applying what we're learning, the results that come from that is the replacement, because we're in a habit of doing so many things and used to getting the results of the habits that we had. Now we have to make new habits and be willing to see the results of those new habits. Okay, so let me see where I am. And so when we are doing these things, because I'm skimming down, this is going to help us build discipline, set boundaries, and set our focus and have something to focus on. So this will also give us a foundation so that when it comes to us making a decision, we'll be organized. We'll understand. We'll have these things that we're standing on, as opposed to, well, maybe I should do this. Well, maybe I should do, because you have an idea with this knowledge and understanding that's under your belt. And because you have made a system of applying this knowledge and this wisdom, basically, you've made a habit of applying this wisdom, you get the results of that, and your upgrades come in. But you have to be willing to receive those upgrades and prepare for that. And this all comes in decluttering this space and reapplying new habits, new skills, being willing to learn these things and applying this out in the real world, because this is what's going to help your cup overflow with brighter days, less chaos. Okay, so when we are, because we spend so much time with entertainment, other people, we have to be aware of how much time that we're focusing on things that aren't serving us, and replace that with voices of wisdom, people who are leading us to where we need to go. Now, we have self-help books, and we also have a bunch of YouTube videos. Now, I started this off as a self thing because, yes, it starts with you, and no matter what it is that you're researching, whether it's financial help, something for your health, regards in relationship, addiction, breaking addictions, etc., etc., etc. A lot of these self-help books are going to ask you to seek something higher than you. No matter, because I paid attention to a lot of them work on being neutral. Unless you're seeking something in a specific religion, then they're going with a specific God, etc., etc., etc. But with these self-help books, they're always requesting, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to extend this video very long, so I'm going to speed it up. But they're always requesting you to seek something higher than yourself. And when you're seeking something higher than yourself, that's allowing you to put faith in something bigger than you. And when you're seeing that it's something bigger than you, because we have the tendency to look at our problems bigger than us. So if you have a tendency to see the solution bigger than your problem, it has a way of making a different effect on your outside realm and in your inside realm. So there is one thing when we're doing this in self, okay? That's one level, and we're seeking this wisdom for self. But there is a whole nother level when we're seeking this wisdom from the wisdom of God and seeking His will. And I'm saying, I understand people have different opinions. God, I definitely would say seek God out and seek His truth out, because He has these promises. And along with, because you can, forgive me for cutting off, you can do only so much. But God is a living God, and He proves that He is a living God, and He proves His promises to you. You have to be willing to allow Him to show them to you. So when we are inviting God in on the situation, because here it is, we are looking for order. We have all this chaos going on into our mind, and we may have all this chaos going on into our physical realm. God is not the God of chaos. He is a God of order. And in bringing Him into our situation, He will automatically begin to bring order into our lives, especially when we are seeking His wisdom. So that is the main thing, because we have these treasures within us. It is up to us. We call ourselves kings and queens. Let's start seeking these treasures out, because that is up to kings and queens to do such things. Okay, so inviting Him in on our lives. It was hot, baby. Inviting Him in on our lives changes anything. So changes everything. So 2 Timothy 1:7, we have, for God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. First, I had to look up sound. I just did a little bit of look up on sound, and we have this vibrations. And in looking at this sound and how God speaks, it is these vibrations. And so the biblical definition of the sound, they had true and accurate, healthy and life-giving. So here, this is a higher frequency. This is a totally different vibration. So now we're stepping this up to a whole nother level, a totally different vibration. Because this is one vibration when we're seeking this on the self thing, but this is a total different vibration when we're seeking this on the God vibration, the kingdom vibration. Because here in this is a promise. So if he's not giving us the spirit of fear, then what spirit is he giving us? In this small little portion right here of power, love, and a sound mind. In that sound mind, that is going to break up all of that chaos. Let him do his job, but you also have to be willing to do your own work as far as doing the cleaning up and seeking him out. But as he's doing your job, you're seeking him out and seeing what it is that's about him. What truths and promises does he have for you? How does he really see you? So in this love, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Now this love, we have the love description in 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. So, this is also a description of God and the spirit that he's giving you. So in this, and along with that power, breaks up all of that. But it takes time, and you have to be willing to put that time in. And so, in him not giving us a spirit of fear, because spirit of fear, that's what creates all that chaos, the confusion, I don't know what to do. Seek out what to do. Seek it out. God is the answer, and he has so many things to tell you. So many things to tell you about you, your relationship, your health, your finances, your creativity, whatever it is that you're interested in. He has something for you. He's just waiting for you to invite him in and to clear all that up. Okay, so it's getting hot in here, and I'm not gonna take off all my clothes just yet. So Dr. Miles Monroe had a quote. He had a couple of quotes, and I wanted to bring it together because this is what's going to bring all of this together to help our cup run over with the will of God, to bring all this fruitfulness and abundance and all of this goodness that we have to share with others. Vision, Dr. Miles Monroe quote, vision disciplines you to make decisions correctly. Okay? Your decision can only be as good as the information you have. I just want to let that marinate just a little bit, because if we only have this much, especially if we need to get rid of some stuff and we recognize what we have is not serving us any good, let's now get rid of it and replace it. Because you see how that kind of backs up the things that was mentioned a little bit earlier. So, seeking self-help is one level, okay? That's one level of wisdom. But seeking God's help and seeking out his will and seeking out his wisdom and applying what he has to say to you takes that up a whole nother something somewhere else. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this because I didn't want it to go too long. So, God loves you so much, so much, so much. It doesn't matter what it is you did yesterday, what it is you did minutes before this. He still loves you, especially in looking at how we're all kids. We don't know poops stink. This is why we want to get to know as everything. This is a life journey. This is not, you pick it up, you memorize it, and you know everything. You just know what to do off that because you already got the words down up in here. Yes and no, because when you have it here, and especially when you're inviting him in here and asking him about his own word, that's what brings it all together. Because he has a way higher understanding than we do. And he'll definitely help you understand. Ask him. Ask him. He has no problem with showing you. I love you guys. God loves you even more. If this video helps you, please like, share, and subscribe. Get you one of them journals. If not one of them, get you one from the dollar store. If you're interested in a 30-day walk with love, I guarantee you'll meet God. Please click the Wix link. Send me your email. I'll send that right on to you. I love you guys. God loves you more. Find out why. Because he really does. You can't listen to everybody. Okay, I'm gone. I love you. Bye.